Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you may be watching or listening to me. My name is AyoT, and this is the Nigeria FC podcast on Eagles Tracker, the home of Nigerian football. It's another week, and we have another exciting episode for you guys. On this episode of the podcast, we are going to be doing a review of the weekend's action, highlighting some of the Nigerian players that performed well over the weekend. We'll talk about a post that was made by one Nigerian football player that has sparked some mixed reactions on social media. We'll talk about the UEFA club competitions, the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League, and the Nigerian players that remain in these competitions now that we are going to the round of 16. We will also talk about an allegation that was made by a club against their own player who happens to be a Super Eagles player. We'll get into another conversation that is around the Nigerian player on social media, different from something like the allegation. Of course, we'll get into the Super Falcons of Nigeria. They lost a game against Cameroon and they get to face them again in the coming day. So we'll get into that. We'll talk about the WFCON 2026. Is it actually going to happen? And then we'll talk about a situation, a global situation that is affecting some Nigerian players around the world. And of course, could potentially affect the Super Eagles as well. So it is definitely a packed show. Grab your cup of tea, grab your cup of coffee, grab your juice, your wine, your popcorn, your granules, your jollof rice, whatever it is that you like to consume while you're being entertained, because you are surely going to be here for a little while and you're going to be entertained for the entirety of the show. Once again, my name is AyoT. This is the Niger FC podcast. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'll start by giving you guys a rundown of the different Nigerian players that performed well over the weekend. I'll start with the goalkeepers, David Onuachu with 3 saves for NK Opatia in Croatia. We had Arthur Okonkwo, kept a clean sheet, made 1 save for Wrexham in England. Joshua Oluwayemi made 2 saves for Wellington Phoenix. And then just on Monday, Maduka Okoye kept a clean sheet for Udinese in their 3-0 victory over Fiorentina. In the defense, we had Zaidu Sanusi, 1 chance created, 2 tackles, 1 for those, 1 for FC Porto in Portugal. Bruno Yemechi with 2 tackles, 1, 3 interceptions, 3 chances created, 4 clearances, 5 goals, 1 for Olympiacos in Greece. Calvin Bassey with 3 blocks, 4 clearances, and 8 goals, 1 for Fulham in England. Gabriel Osho with a clean sheet, 7 goals, 1, 9 clearances for Cardiff in England. We had Franklin Tebo with a clean sheet, 1 tackle, 1 chance created, 4 clearances, 6 goals, 1 for Red Star Belgrade in Serbia. Stephen Eze with a goal, 3 interceptions, and 9 clearances for Jamshedpur in India. Chibuike Nwaiwu, 2 goals from centre back, and also 5 goals for Trabzonspor in Turkey. Ibrahim Buhari kept a clean sheet for IF Elfsborg in Sweden. Akpe Victory was on target, also 1 a tackle and 1 4 goals for ZTE in Hungary. Kazi Godwill with a clean sheet and 7 goals, 8 clearances, also 1 in that game for Stellenbosch. We had Tyrone Ebwehi with 2 chances created, 3 goals, 1 for Empoli. We had Samuel Schiffer with a clean sheet, 2 chances created, and 5 goals, 1 for Slavia Praha in the Czech Republic. Ryan Alebioshu with 1 chance created and 3 tackles, 1 for Blackburn Rovers in England. And then Ibrahim Jabbar in the midfield now, 1 goal scored, 1 penalty missed, 4 tackles, 7 goals, 1, and he was still named man of the match for Stellenbosch in South Africa. Ibrahim Olawoyin with an assist, 2 dribbles completed, and 6 goals, 1 for Kaykor Rizespor in Turkey. Malamo Taufik scored a goal for Dynamo City in Albania. Wilfred Ndidi, 1 chance created and 8 goals, 1 for Besiktas in Turkey. Nnamdi Ofobo scored the only goal of the game for Barnet in their victory in England. Frank Onyeka with 2 tackles, 1, 2 clearances, and 6 goals, 1 for Coventry City in England. Hamza Todediron, his first goal for Colorado Rapids in USA. Tom Dele Bashiru with 1 tackle and 3 goals for Grand Club Beligi in Turkey. Alex Iwobi, big 17, 1 goal, 4 chances created, man of the match for Fulham in England. Rafael Onyedika, 1 chance created, 2 tackles, 1, 4 interceptions made, 6 goals, 1 for Club Brugge in Belgium. Samuel Akere was on target and also created 1 goal scoring chance for NK Osijek in Croatia. Chibuike Ohizu with a goal for Siwelele in South Africa. Francis Eze, 2 chances created and 6 goals, 1 for Kekere Nguchu in Turkey. Olakunle Olusegun was on target for Paris Nizhny Novgorod in Russia. Boli Aribi with an assist, 3 dribbles completed, 3 chances created for Radniki Miss in Serbia. Yiraso scored a goal for KRC Genk in Belgium. Moses Simon, 2 chances created, 3 dribbles completed for Paris FC in France. Moses Uso, 1 goal and 1 assist for Lask in Austria. Matthias Oyewusi with 1 goal for Raja Casablanca in Morocco. We had Solomon John with an assist from Lada Boleslav in the Czech Republic. Ibrahim Said, 1 chance created and 10 goals won for Motherwell in Scotland. We had Jonathan Okoronkwo with an assist, 2 dribbles completed, 7 goals on for Sivasspor in Turkey. Ima Uchegbu with 1 goal and 1 chance created for Crown Legacy in the USA. Unsugusi F. Young, 2 goals for Punjab in India. Taylor Moffi scored his first goal for FC Porto in Portugal. Michael Olaha, 1 goal for SLNA in Vietnam. Anthony Locosa with a goal for Taksim Grembos in Malta. Stephen Chinedu, 1 goal for Serkan Termez in Uzbekistan. Sadiq Umar, a good shift with 6 goals for Valencia in Spain. Victor Osimhen with 1 goal and 1 assist for Galatasaray in Turkey. And then we also had Tall Paul Onuachu with 1 goal and 1 assist for Trabzonspor SK in Turkey. That was like 10 mouthfuls, but yes, we had so many Nigerian players who put in decent performances over the weekend. And of course, you can imagine that does not cover those that did not perform so well. Extensive list, extensive coverage only on Eagle Striker, the home of Nigerian football. So yes, let me know in the chats very quickly who impressed you over the weekend, who played well, who did you watch, what did you enjoy over the weekend? You know, I've talked about so many different Nigerian players, but tell me in the chats who did you watch and who impressed you over the weekend. Let's talk very, very quickly before we get into the deep dive on some performances of the Nigerian players. Who impressed you over the weekend? Let me know in the chat very quickly. Who did you watch and who impressed you over the weekend? Talk to me, guys. Let's go. Taiwo Okunade 6194. He says Chibuike Onwaiwu, of course, 2 goals from centre back for Chibuike Onwaiwu. No surprise that someone would point him out as a player that impressed. And if you saw the 2 goals, the first one was a diving header, the second one was a nice header as well. You know, second goal was assisted by Paul Onuachu, his fellow Nigerian brother. And look, Chibuike Onwaiwu is on the rise, man. He's on the rise from doing well in Austria, now doing well in Turkey. He's a player on the rise. And I think, you know, I don't want to get into that conversation today, but sooner or later, he might just be in the big picture. But yes, Chibuike Onwaiwu, no surprise there. Who else impressed you guys, man? Who did you guys watch? Who impressed you over the weekend? Talk to me very quickly. Talk to me. I can also see that more people are trooping in. So shout out to you guys that are just joining us. Make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you're subscribing if you're new. And of course, feel free to support or ask questions or leave your comments with a super chat so that we can highlight it on the screen. But yes, who else impressed you guys? If the chat won't tell me, maybe my co-host will. So let me bring on at this juncture Smith Layi. Welcome.
Yeah, another beautiful Monday. You know, nice to talk sports with you. Yeah, we are here again. So Smith Layi, I was asking the chat, but many of them were not replying me. Now some of them are sending in comments. Well, who impressed you this past weekend? Talk to me. I think it was Alex Iwobi. You know, I think the way, I don't know what the guy did. I don't know what. I don't know, maybe he went to Enugu, they cooked something for him. I don't know. The guy is in the form of his life. Like, he's in the form of his life. Look at that side foot finish. You know, that's been tried that before for a very long time. But for me, really sorry, water. Really impressed with him. Fantastic, play from him. Not even the goal. The way he occupied those pockets of places and dictate the pace of the game. What a player, Alex Iwobi. Really impressed with him.
No doubt. And it will be something that I had earmarked for us to talk about. So let's not get into it too much. We'll still dive deeper into that. I can see someone here. Afalabi Busayo says Alex Iwobi. Adedotunmo also says Alex Iwobi. Bashir Adebayo says Paul Onuachu. So it's like let's dive deeper into some performances of different Nigerian players. The first one that I want to just highlight, we've spoken about him. I think we spoke about him 2 or 3 weeks in a row. We didn't speak about him last week. But he returned to action with his club this past weekend. So I just wanted to bring it to the attention of the general public. I'm talking about Onuachu Ogbelu. There's been the reports about his move to Libya. I don't know what happened with that deal. I don't know if it is not happening anymore. But I just want to bring to the public, he was on the field for Esperance de Tunis this past weekend. So, do you think is the deal no longer happening? Is it going to happen in the summer? Are you just happy to see him back playing for Esperance de Tunis?
I think they did not meet the deadline. That was the reason why the move did not actually really materialize. Everything was sorted, but I think they didn't put the paper through on time for him to get clear to play the Libyan league. That was the reason why. He was still going to join. Because I think there's already an agreement, except there's something drastic now happened. Maybe probably no longer joining the game, but they see an agreement. I think is still in place. It's just that the document could not actually go through quickly. The document of lodge went through, but initially did not go through.
You don't think maybe he will say, I heard what Smith Layi said, so let me not go again?
No. It wasn't his choice. It was Esperance. It's a big money in Africa. $3.5 million. Dollars is not a small money in Africa. And you can see if you look at Analytic Tripoli, that be buying the best players on the continent because they want to be like the pyramid. They want to win the CAF Champions League too. So, and for me, I think it's not about him. It's just about the whole thing. I know that he will not stay long in Libya. Actually.
So you're saying sooner or later that move maybe in the summer
it's not if he's when.
Okay. Well, it was just nice to see that he was playing again for Esperance de Tunis, and we'll keep tabs on him and see what happens in the future. Let's talk about another player, a Super Eagles player. He made his debut finally. We've been waiting to see him on the field. I'm talking about Tochukwu Nadi. Tochukwu Nadi made his Marseille debut. He only played 90 seconds maybe. But a debut is a debut nevertheless. I know me as a fan, sometimes I always get annoyed when they bring players on for their debut with chicken change time, and it's not like you've made your debut but you could never have any kind of impact. However, the last few games he wasn't even playing at all, so this is a big step. Like Tochukwu Nadi making his Marseille debut as a 94th minute sub. We already saw some comments that the new head coach had spoken about him. Do you think more minutes are on the card for him as the season progresses?
Yeah. Actually, when I saw him on the bench, I started watching the game when Marcel conceded the second goal. I think it now became 2-1. So I was like, oh my days. I like the coach, Abibe, because he's one of the few Africans coaching the top 5 European leagues. So since then, I've been trying to follow Olivier Pancet. Know that they also have a very big contingent of African players still there. So I saw him on the bench. I didn't even check the list because I thought he won't make the bench, Jerry. So when I saw him on the bench, this is Tochukwu Nadi. So I took interest in that. And that was at least debut. I thought that was bad pass. If you want to write name, AyoT, of the previous Nigerian player that played for Eric Marseille, are you going to meet Tochukwu Nadi?
No, his name has to be there.
Yes. So debut, but let's wait. The coach is already full of precision, but because Marseille is in a state that they don't have any room for error, so I think the coach was very careful to throw him there. And the coach too is also on probation.
Right.
He's on life support. It's a life support because probably they're gonna actually sack him at the season and bring in a probably season manager. But I just hope that before he leaves, he should give Tochukwu Nadi more opportunity to play. Then you see, maybe probably when they are 3-0 up, you can just bring him more from there, you can stabilize. Because the guy that is bench, that is ahead of him in that midfield, they are top guys. So the guy from Tottenham before, what's it called? Oibog. The Denmark captain.
We have Kondogbia.
Kondogbia and Oibog in that midfield. So he's a very, very tough. These are seasoned players.
Yeah.
He's a tough crack. He's a tough not to crack,
I mean, on the plus side, when you look at his performance, 2 touches of the ball, 2 passes completed, 100% pass accuracy. So at least in the 1 minute he played, he got to touch the ball twice. Made 2 passes, completed the 2 passes. Hey, what can we say? At least he did not go and do any mistake in the 1 minute that he played. Shout out to him, and of course they got the victory. So that was obviously a good thing for Marseille as a whole. We'll be watching, we'll be following up. We'll definitely hope to see more of Tochukwu Nadi as the season comes to a conclusion. Let's talk about another Nigerian player not making his debut but getting on the score sheet for the first time with his club. I'm talking about Terem Moffi. Terem Moffi was on target for FC Porto, wrapping up their victory over the weekend. Smith Layi, Moffi, first goal for Porto, coming off the bench as he's been doing in most matches. Do you think there's more to come from Moffi so far for the rest of the season?
Yes, of course, of course, of course. I don't want to say fortunately for him, but when Samu got injured, you expect him to actually want to step in. And with due respect to Portuguese league, it's a slightly lower compared to the level is actually what he used to in the
Yeah.
French league. And so I expect him to get more goals, get more opportunities, and score more goals. It's gonna be bad if Moffi should go to Porto and flop. That is going to be a very, very new low. So for me, I'm happy that it's got that first goal. First goal is the most difficult one. When you get the ball rolling, then the whole team will just continue to play in your favor.
No, amazing. Shout out to Terem Moffi. I was also happy to see him get on the score sheets. Just nice 98 minutes goal, made it 3-1. So it wasn't the most important goal, but like Smilai just said, the first goal is always the difficult one. Once you get the doors open, sometimes when it rains, it pours. I think of this guy that plays for Everton, Tieno Barry. And I remember watching him for a large part of this season. And it was like, oh my, this guy just cannot put the ball in the back of the net. And then after scoring his first goal for Everton, we've seen, I think he has 6 goals in the Premier League so far this season. So sometimes you just need the first one to go into the back of the net and more can come. And then Moffi, I was wondering why they are still using him from the bench, even though Samu is no longer in the team. It was Dennis Gul, a Turkish 21-year-old that started in the last game, the game that Moffi just scored, And look, I don't know this Dennis Gul that well, so I'm not going to just come here and say, oh, Moffi is better than him. But I would hope that Moffi is able to displace this guy and can get that starting shirt. But it can also be a thing of maybe them just knowing that Moffi has this tendency to get injured, and maybe they want to manage him a little bit. But I mean, of course, I want to see Nigerian players playing for a long time, and I want to see them doing very, very well. So hopefully, we see Moffi on the pitch for longer, and of course, scoring more goals. Okay, let us progress. Let us progress. Smilai, I want to ask you about or talk about this Nigerian player. He made a move to the MLS, and we spoke about it and we said, very interesting one. You're playing in the French League. Yes, you're not really getting minutes, but why would you take your talents to the USA at such a young age? I'm talking about Hamzat Ojedinran. Well, the boy has played a few games now in the MLS. I think the second game of the season, and he has bagged his first goal for his club. A long-range strike that took a deflection, deceived the goalkeeper, and hit the back of the net to open the square for Colorado Rapids in their victory over the weekend. Smilai, Hamza Ojedinran, first goal for Colorado Rapids. How do you feel?
It's not a bad move for him actually. For to move from French league to he wasn't playing at all in the French league. We thought that he could come there and perform well. I think he scored a couple of goals too when he was in RC Lens. I think he scored 1 goal or so when he was in RC Lens, but things didn't really go his way. So maybe probably he's going in a short time to go and try and revitalize his football career and see maybe can actually still compete in the mainstream in European football. See, IoT, if you look at it on one side too, also look at the economic part of it too, because football is not all about playing. What they maybe probably the spend few years in America and see exactly what can actually come out of it. I don't know how it works over there, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you never know. You never know. I hope that anything can actually what happen. So let's see exactly. But I'm happy for him that at least he's settling down there. So let's see what happened for him. But for me, as a young player, I think that he needs to come back to Europe again to come and test himself. He just need the confidence. That is it.
We have to wait and see how it goes. But again, I was happy to see him score his first goal. Look, again, we talk about these things when hint at immigration and all these issues. We know that as African players, there's that unique aspect to it when decisions are being made about moves in your career that maybe the Oyinbo ones don't necessarily have to think about. So it could definitely be a factor. Who knows? Maybe he just got a team there that's offered him what he wasn't getting at RC Lens in terms of being a key player, in terms of playing time, in terms of financial packaging. There are different factors that go into consideration. Maybe he thought it would be a better place for him to raise a family. There's also the language.
America a better place now.
It depends on who you ask. Look,
no, I understand.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask.
The people taking it with the people that are going around, are they taking football players too? I don't know. I don't want to.
I would hope not. I would hope not. Just put the cut in the wrong place. But yeah, I mean, there's the language part of it as well. In France, you might be struggling with settling in because of the French language and maybe the French food as well. But in America, last, if you don't know anything, you go chop burger, you go chop pizza, you go chop French fries, hot dog, and just all the nonsense that they give you in this part of the world. So maybe it was just a better opportunity for him. I was happy to see him score a goal. Of course, just always nice. Let me give you guys a glimpse of the goal that he scored in case you haven't seen it.
Got to head to it to send a shot through traffic, and it did.
Could you see? Sorry, could you see the goal?
No.
Well, the video wasn't showing. I'm wondering why. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can give you guys the video. I don't know why it wasn't showing. I'll try it again. If it doesn't work, then maybe Odediro's goal is just not to be seen by the guest or the podcast. I see a comment. I have a comment here from Adedotun. Adedotun is a member of the channel. He said Adedotun says he went there for his future, and he also says America is a better place. So he said America is better than France. Is what Adedotun is saying. Of course, he lives in the USA, so he has a little bit of
anywhere above France for now.
Adedotun has a little bit of a bias. Okay. Yeah, Uche says the video did not play. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to reload it and see if I can put it on the screen for you guys to see the goal. So yes, that was the goal by Hamzat Ojediran. I was relatively pleased with the effort that the commentator made at pronouncing his name. I thought the commentator did a decent enough job, because sometimes you hear the way they speak about this, the way they pronounce his Nigerian names, and you laugh. But yes, shout out to Hamzat Ojediran. Hopefully more to come as the season progresses. I will be following, I'll be watching, and I'm not sure if they're coming to Canada. Maybe when they come to Canada, I will try to go and watch him play. Okay, let us get into some of the more recognizable and more noticed players that performed over the weekend. We're already talking about him. Alex Big 17 Iwobi, 1 goal, man of the match, 4 chances created, a fantastic all-round performance. Just a brilliant midfield display. Smith Layi, talk to me about Alex, man. What's going on right now?
I already told you earlier that I was he just keep on giving 8 out of 10 in every game, and I was so impressed with that side foot finish. I thought it was like a film trick. I was like, what happened? Was it deflection? Was it something happened? I just started celebrating because when he scored, my TV hung slightly. I just play back slightly when he was dancing. So I was what happened? Is it deflection? And I actually was saw the replay, just realized that what a goal. He's playing his best football. I watched Match of the Day. They highlighted him he's played every game in, and he's doing his YouTube. Shout out to you just talked about the YouTube too. In fact, it's like the YouTube thing said, as it's even making him even do well, because I'm just so impressed with Alex Iwobi. This is probably his best season. I don't know, maybe you have any other season you want to talk about, but for me, I think it's probably his best season as a pro player. In my own opinion, I don't know, maybe he's got any other one, but for me, both for Nigeria and also for his club side, I think it's good, very good for him to cap it up with a very good World Cup performance.
You just threw me off with that word performance. You threw me off with the World Cup performance.
No, I just want to write why you like just continue.
Statistically, this is not his best season yet. His best season was last season. I think he got 9 goals and 6 assists last season. This season he has 4 goals and 3 assists. So statistically, he's not quite there yet. But I think in terms of just eye test and watching him, he's played some of the best football that we've seen him play in a long time, if ever. We saw him at the AFCON and of course for Fulham as well. Look, I can't play the video because Premier League and copyright issue. But I went on Y Scouts and I broke down and I watched Alex Iwobi's entire performance against Spurs. Smilai and everybody that's watching, this was how Alex Iwobi ran the game for Nigeria at the AFCON. The way he ran the game against Spurs, dropping deep, taking possession, spreading it wide, linking up the play, breaking the lines. Like, genuinely, when I watched the breakdown of the game against Spurs, I was like, is this Nigeria? Like, it just looked exactly what I was seeing him do playing at the AFCON. And I just said, no, Alex Iwobi is in his bag, man. And then to cap it off by scoring that beautiful goal. Look, see, there's one thing with Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi loves a side foot finish. Iwobi does not like to lace it. Sometimes I'll be like, let's kick this ball, man. He will still try to side foot it. And the technique on that goal, I don't know if he will strike a better ball than that for the next 3 seasons, because the connection that he made after a nice 1-2, side-footed it, oh man, it looked gorgeous. No surprise that Fulham has posted the goal like 3 times. Premier League account has posted the goal. Everybody is talking about it. It was a beautiful, beautiful goal. You know, it will be, if you think about it, Iwobi has a number of bangers in his catalog, in his goal catalog. When you think about it, he has some good goals. Even the Zambia goal that sent us to the World Cup in 2018 was a banger. I remember the goal he scored for Arsenal against Chelsea in the Europa League final was a banger. You know, he has some good finishes, some good strikes that he has scored. I think the one against Man U too, I think was a pretty good goal. Like, you know, it will be if you can do it week after week after week, will be the best thing. I was thinking about buying him for my fantasy Premier League team, but I'm now scared that Iwobi has scored 2 games in a row now. If I now buy him, maybe it's now dry up a little bit. But what he's doing so far, man, it's so brilliant, man. And again, just watching his actions in that game against Spurs, I was like, wow, this is Alex Iwobi at the AFCON, dictating the play in the English Premier League. What a baller, man! What a baller! Long may it continue. I'm so happy, man. I'm
just want to put a question to you, not to bring a debate out of it.
Go
on. Do you think? I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, how far is Alex Iwobi of Fulham to JJ coach of Bolton Wanderers?
I don't want to. I can't answer that question.
It could be close. It could be. Well, I'm just trying to say how impactful.
I can't answer that question right now. See, because I don't want to use recency bias. Yeah. See, I don't want to use recency bias to say Alex Iwobi, and I also don't want to use legendary bias to just say JJ Okocha. It's the kind of thing that I feel like I need to go and refresh myself on what JJ was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, before I just say it's Iwobi, let me just go and really refresh myself. Because I remember back then when JJ was in Bolton, I was very young. And he was doing a lot of brilliant things. He also was dribbling well, he was scoring goals. And at that time, we didn't have that, I mean, we had some flair players in the Premier League. Maybe the likes of Joe Cole had a little bit of flair, but JJ was very, very unique. And he was also playing for, I say, both him and Fulham kind of similar level in terms of where they are on the table. It's hard to answer, but look, if I have to give you an answer, I will say I like Iwobi's importance and impact that he's having. If I really had to just give an answer, I would say I really like the fact that Iwobi is one of the drivers of that team. It's like if Iwobi is not there, if Iwobi doesn't play well, you're not sure that Fulham will play well. So I really, really like that impact. But I also don't want to disrespect JJ Okocha. I mean, guys in the chat, let us know what your own opinion is on that.
People would disagree. Because
ask the question. Yeah, give us your own answer. What do you?
For me, I think I like Alex Iwobi too, just like you, but I just think that JJ Okocha, it's too good for Bolton Wanderers. It might not be the guy that will get you all those goals and everything, but his pre-assist, his assist, and everything. I remember semi-final of the was it Carling Cup against Aston Villa. Then he had to leave the 4 days after to go and play for Nigeria during the AFCON in 2004. He scored 2 goals. Like, against Arsenal, against Man United, he saw the big performances there. I think it was good, but for me, I'm happy that Alex Iwobi is coming of age. So, because I used to hear in the British press, I said, "Oh, if he's half as good as his uncle, he will be a legend." So, but I don't think we should be talking about that conversation again now. I don't think you can say half as good with Alex Iwobi again now. I think it's more than half now for me. That is it. Not to disrespect that Okocha. I think with due respect, those to say half. It's not Nigerian though. English press to say half as good as JJ. I think we cannot talk about the conversation.
I think one thing with JJ is that JJ, the ability that JJ had on the ball, was just too crazy. It's something that we haven't seen. So when you talk about him being good, you're talking about the ability. Look, Alex can try from now to tomorrow. He wouldn't have that ability that JJ has on the ball. But like you rightly mentioned, Alex has come of age. He's grown into a own player. He's found the way that he can actually be very influential on his team and really, if he can just keep getting goals and assists, like if he can actually contribute on the top end of the field the way he's done in the past 2 games, bro, this is the peak of Alex Iwobi, and look, not to shit anybody, but this is how, like, when you use your real age, this is how your career progresses. And when you get to 29, 30, you start to play your best, absolute best football.
You can see most of our players, they are peak now. Look at Ndidi too. The same time, so this is where you peak.
Ndidi is not 30 yet. Ndidi is not 30 yet now.
He's 29.
Okay. Is it okay? 29.
Between 29, Lukman is 28 or 29.
Lukman is, I think, 28.
28, 29, 30 is where you pick. So you can see Wilfred.
Ndidi is 30 later this year. Lukman is 29.
29 years of So you can see our players are picking.
Yeah, our players are indeed picking. Let me take the comments here. Adeola says, well, Eric Shaw wants to win the World Cup with Nigeria from his interview, so don't give up yet, people. No, maybe he's talking about the next one, 2030.
If he wins the 2030 World Cup, if we are sure that, like Morocco, the way they never go to play tournaments, say they are sure to enter final. If somebody assures us now and say, you know what, we see tomorrow, we'll qualify for the next World Cup in Morocco this day, and we win it. In fact, the party starts now. We win that World Cup. Yeah.
All right, another comment here from Charles. Charles says, LOL, almost all of his goals are one touch. Talking about Alex Iwobi. Yeah, a lot of his goals are one touch finishes. That's not a lie. Or maybe 2 touches. Shout out to Alex.
You want to score with 2 touches. Like, not Onuachu that scored with 2 touches again for Genk when he was in Genk. He's also short. So it's one touch. Let's just put it that way. All goals are one touch.
All right. It's also football age. Yeah, Lukman 28, Ndidi 29, Osimhen 27. All these guys are at the peak of their powers. When we're talking about Super Eagles on a different day, we'll talk about the next generation. But for now, let's enjoy the ones that we have. And talking about Victor Osimhen, let's also talk about Victor Osimhen. He scored his 10th league goal of the season. Of course, he pounced on a goalkeeper error to be able to get that goal after already assisting a goal earlier in the match. Since the Juventus game, people have been talking more about how seemingly the Galatasaray players don't play to the strength of Osimhen. They don't feed him. It's been like, do you think there's any truth to this? Like, do you think the players are not playing for Osimhen? Or is it that it's just not gelling the way it's supposed to gel?
I think, okay, give an example. The season that Napoli won the league, you knew that Spalletti played to the strength of Victor Osimhen. But this one is not the same. Only some few players here that understand exactly how to play with Victor Osimhen. The guy that gave him gave him the goal, that assist against Juventus, the guy with is it Gimas, the guy with tainted hair, that guy has been playing for himself. That guy, if they give you that guy opportunity, he will dribble everybody, dribble back, go back and forth. He has been selfish. So for me, I don't think they play to his strength that much. They should try and be playing single as a right back. Single will cross the ball well for Victor Osimhen. The boy that plays left back, does not play that boy from Senegal. Is it Jacobs? There's one Turkish guy that plays at the left back. That guy knows exactly how to cross Victor Osimhen. So for me, I just think that some particular players, they are not really, maybe it's their quality, but they're not really playing to the strength of Victor Osimhen, in my own opinion too. I just think so. But if they're not playing to the strength of Victor Osimhen, they are shortchanging the team too, because at the end of the day, nobody will stand up and actually take responsibility. It's only Victor Osimhen that takes responsibility. So in my own opinion, I just think that they need to play more to his strengths.
Let me ask you this: If Yilmaz is playing for himself and is not playing for the team, why do you think Osimhen is yet to shout at him and tell him that it's a team game? Is it that Osimhen doesn't care about Galatasaray as much as he cares about Nigeria? Why do you think?
He's shouting, but the issue is that there is no obvious ball like this. So if you say, what's one pass? They see him like this, and Yilmaz. The one that Yilmaz been selfish, he had a chance to also dribble. It's a 50-50 thing, but he can also pass to Victor Osimhen. He's not the one that Victor is free. He's shouting, he's free now. And you now put plaster for face, come shoot. And he had the most horrible shot. I'm talking about Bruno Yemechi in that. So it's different. It's not as if he cares less. It's different. This one is so clear that Yemechi doesn't want to pass to Victor Osimhen.
Okay. That's just a joke. I if we will see him yelling on the field. But Victor Osimhen has been in excellent form. In the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, he has scored 4 goals. He has 4 assists. So fantastic display and run of form that he's on, and we hope that he continues. Right now, he has only 10 goals in the league. Still a distance away from his compatriots and some other players who are really doing well in the Turkish Super League this season. But knowing Victor Osimhen, he can catch fire. Who says he can't? So we'll keep watching that one and keep seeing how things go. Right now, Osimhen is 7th highest goal scorer in the league. So we'll see how that one continues. Let's also talk about, somebody said he complained a lot against Juventus. Complain and shouting the way he was shouting are 2 different things now. Everybody, they complain every match. But let's not get into that. I mean, I said it's tongue.
Are you going to spotlight Onuachu?
That's what I'm about to talk about. Okay. That's what I'm about to talk about. As I said, talking about his compatriot in the Turkish Super League. Before we get into Onuachu, let's first talk about Onuachu's teammate, Chibuike Onwaiwu. From center back, got forward, 2 corner kicks, scored 2 headers. This guy, he moved to Austria, Wolfsberger, Smilai. He just fits into the system like nothing. Balled out, got his move to Trabzonspor, and it's a similar trajectory since he has joined Trabzonspor. Everything just they go smooth sailing. What do you think about this guy, Chibuike Onwaiwu?
He's doing well for himself. I hope that he can actually continue. I don't know how you guys the one they watch you, but because I watch you, I'm still not convinced about the boy. I don't understand his positional awareness. I just think that he still needs to get himself ready. I think he plays the right side of the back 3 system. So probably that is the reason why he's not really, there. For me, he's doing well going up front, trying to score dangerous set pieces. But for me, I just think that his positional awareness is my suspect. And that's what even brought me to Felix, and at that age, is more mature than, in terms of knowing his responsibility on the pitch. That kudos to him when he's doing well in Tokyo.
But who knows? Because Frederick wasn't doing well at his club. Who knows? Maybe if Onwaiwu comes to Premier League, I bet to the Super Eagles, he might do well. Because Frederick, if it was only club, he wasn't doing well.
See, Frederick, this boy has never played for a national team before. When Benjamin Fredericks played for under 20, we know.
True.
We know that this guy is the real deal. Like you know that it wasn't the first choice in under 20. It was Daniel Bamayi and it was Abel Eguchi, is it?
Abel Eguchi.
Eguchi, yes, that's the first choice, and they have the Njoko at the right back, then Abaka at left back. So it was a reserve player, but the moment they brought him in to replace suspended Daniel Bamayi, he did not look back. So we knew already that okay, he go play for Nigeria. Some players are just like that. You know, we just has not played for Nigeria before. So if he's playing for Nigeria now, it's going to be his debut. I know he's played in Nigeria before, in the Nigerian league before. Let's wait and let's see exactly what he can actually do.
Well, I guess my question would be in terms of the trajectory of players breaking into Super Eagles. At that centre back, is there anybody that is ahead of him that is not in the squad right? No, in why I'm asking, like, are there people that are ahead of him that are not already part of the team?
I don't think so. I think people that are ahead of him already actually they're already part of the team. You know, I would just put that one away. I don't want to talk about the diaspora players that are already changed or they wear the green jersey using the Nigerian passport. I'll talk about them. But those that are there now, I think, I think he's probably the one that is next in line. Yeah.
All right. And at just 22 years old, I mean, I think that Iwobi still has.
What was it?
I said at just 22 years old, Iwobi still has a way to go and can still get better over the next few years. You know, I think he's doing well, and I think that, of all the players that are on the outside that are looking in, I feel like his chance sooner or later would come as long as he keeps doing well. It might just be a little bit too hard for them to ignore him. It might just be a little bit too hard for them to ignore him. But nevertheless, I wish him all the best, man. I wish him all the best. Okay, let's talk about his teammate now. Tall Paul Onuachu. There's two sides to it. Layi, let's leave the second side for now. Let's just talk about his form. Another game, another goal. 7 matches in a row. It feels like I've been talking about him for the past 7 weeks now. 7 matches in a row that Onuachu has scored. Talk to me. This form, man. Like, when is he going to stop scoring?
He won't score. You see, Belgium and Turkish Liga is on thing grand, and he's going to keep on doing well there. Which game did he play as he scored 1 goal? I think it was 32. Okay, Oman was scored 2. I think he scored 1.
Yeah, he scored 1. Yeah.
They play for him. That's a typical example of playing for ball. You can see that cross. It was a pinpoint cross. It was like, this is your dinner, fufu and egusi. This is it. Please just have it. And all Paul had to do was to take spoon and basic hand, wash his hand and just take it. That is not like plate, put on a plate. That's what they call it. So for me, the team is playing for him, and he's doing well. He's doing well. So he can't stop scoring. But I know that there's one thing I want to talk about, which I know you should go there. But I'm happy that he's doing well. So good player. And with due respect too, he also did better during the AFCON than his previous 2 tournaments in Cameroon. No, he wasn't in Cameroon. He was in Cameroon. I think it was Sadiq Kumar that was in Cameroon. In 2018 against other Genetro, he was also there. He didn't do well that much. So, but this time around, but unfortunately, AyoT, our players are 30, and they are eating the form of their life now. What are they doing in their youth age? They are playing for beginner.
No, true, because Onuachu just turned 31, so he's in his best form. I mean, his best form was probably when he was at Genk, but he's in excellent form as well. And I just want to give him his credit. Look, I keep saying this. I'm not here to convince anybody that Onuachu is the next best thing since sliced bread. I'm not here to convince anybody that he's better than anyone else. But when somebody is doing well, I feel like you have to give the person their credit, and Paul Onuachu is doing well for Trabzonspor. So hopefully he continues growing like that. He continues impressing. And I say this after Victor Osimhen. For me, Onuachu is the next name on the team, on the Super Eagles squad list, because of his impressive performances. And when you talk about his team playing for him, that's just the reality. They know how to make use of the threats that they have in Paul Onuachu. They just know. I think this season, I think he has scored 9 goals with his head. And at 6'7", of course, you expect him to be an aerial threat. And his team know how to find him. If another person's team cannot find him the same way, it's on the coach and the players to figure that out. So for me, people should just give Onuachu the credit that he deserves. I'm talking about giving or not giving him the credits that he deserves. Oh boy, Onuachu sparked mixed reactions on social media after a post that he made following his fantastic performance in Trabzonspor's last game when he defeated Fatih Karagümrük. He made a post and he put some of his pictures, and on the last slide of the post, it was just text. No paid media, no bot hype, just hard work, quality, and goals. We shared this on social media, a lot of different blogs, different people shared it as well. And our comments were on fire, all sorts of, comments. Some people insulting him, some people saying, oh, but this is a guy that flopped in the Premier League, all sorts of reactions. Some people saying, oh, like, is he shading his brother? Is he shading Victor Osimhen? Some people say, is he jealous of other people that are getting praise on social media? It's been like, where did you land in this conversation as far as the reactions to Paul Onuachu's comments?
It's not, let me tell you something. There will be no smoke without a fire somewhere. Maybe some hype boys reach out to him. It's not this thing. Maybe some hype boys. They come on Twitter. They come online. One guy did a live video that he spoke to. He said that, imagine, I don't want to mention the guy's name now. Say 2 players scored 1 goal this last Champions League. One guy, the hype is on social media. Everybody they vibe with them because say Granley is they promote the guy. And one guy also scored 2. Nobody they talk about them. But the boy will score now. Don't move to Atletico Madrid. Doing well. Maybe the hype boys reach out to him and he believes that, you know what, I don't need to pay anybody to do these things, but I'm doing myself. It's just about pure start. I think it's the hype boys that reach out to him, but they lock his door. In my own opinion, I just think that he's doing it well. He's doing his own thing, and he should also continue. It's also continue because sometimes they now he didn't come and pay you AyoT. They didn't give you money, but you're talking about him. It's when he's not doing well and you want to smuggle him to the conversation. Say, you know what? Let's talk about this guy. We know that he has done quite well in the past. You try to bring it in. Nobody is forcing you now. They're talking about him. So that is it. It's just about the work. He's showing workings. Kudos to him. I don't think it's shady anybody. I just think that it's the hype boys, the social media police and the warriors, the lion and tigers, that the one actually would reach out to him and he shut his door. He did not listen to them. That is it. That's what it happened.
Okay, so here's the thing. Paul Onuachu makes the post. No paid media, no hype. Just let me read it verbatim. He said, just goals and hard work. Just hard work, quality, and goals. No paid media, no bot hype, just hard work, quality, and goals. Look, these Nigerian footballers or footballers in general, they are on social media just like the way we are on social media. Believe me, Paul Onuachu has been seeing the comments. People on social media, on Twitter, on other platforms, have been talking about how Onuachu does not get the same level of praise as some other players, despite the fact that he is the best performing striker this season. The conversation has been on social media, not just this week. Even before this week, people have been saying these things. And one way or the other, this conversation would have reached Paul Onuachu. Do I believe that he was shading Victor Osimhen or anybody else, or Ademola Lookman, whoever the case may be? No, I do not believe that he was shading them. I feel like because he has heard these conversations about how people are not talking about him because he doesn't pay them or because he doesn't give them things, he just felt like, oh, let me feed into that. Let me talk about it. It's true, I'm balling. Even though you guys want to talk about me, I'm balling. And he wanted to talk his talk. However, sometimes you have to kind of read the room a little bit and you have to understand context. When people on social media have essentially been putting you up against your teammates, national team teammates in Victor Osimhen, that's what people on social media have been doing. Those that like Victor Osimhen have been bigging Victor Osimhen up. Those that don't like Victor Osimhen have been putting Onuachu against Victor Osimhen. That's what has been happening on social media. So when that has been happening and you make a post like this, it does not surprise me that people would look at it and say, oh, you're talking crap about your own national team teammates. It does not surprise me. I don't believe that Onuachu meant any bad blood. But the conversation has been them against each other. So, of course, people are going to take it that way. And, of course, people that like Osimhen are going to come and try to defend him. I'm not surprised by it. So, I just think that it's something that he should have thought a little bit more about. And I'm not sure if he has people that help him with his social media, that help him with his brand, that help him with his PR. I'm not sure. But if he did, somebody would probably have seen that and said, people might take this the wrong way. Maybe just leave it out. He was talking his talk, which is entitled to talk his talk. But I don't think that he read the room well enough to know how it was going to be received by fans. This is social media. People would always look for the negative in whatever you put out there. And that's where I think that he could have been more careful. And unfortunately, these players, you know that the negative is what gets to them more than the positive. It's like we've been talking about Onuachu for so many consecutive weeks now because of how he has been balling. Trust me, if we start talking bad about him, that's when he will hear that, AyoT and Smith Layi, your nigga striker, this is the thing that they are saying about you. When you're talking good about these players, they don't hear, or maybe they hear, if enter one ear comes out there, they just ignore. But if you start talking negative, that's when they hear. And unfortunately, he has only been hearing the negative side of things and not the positive side of things. And that's what made him feel like he needs to come and brag for himself. And unfortunately, that bragado that he came with looks as if he was taking jabs at his own teammates. I'm sure that he hasn't. I've seen many interviews in the past where he was praising Victor Osimhen, where he even said that Osimhen is a better striker than him. So I don't think that he means any ill. I just think that he feels like people need to give him the credits that he deserves, and they are not giving him. That's what he feels. So yes, that's that on Paul Onuachu. But you guys in the chat, man, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about the comments made by Paul Onuachu. Do you think he was just bigging himself up, or do you think that there was, a little bit of like shade towards his own brothers? Quickly, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments.
I just add something to it.
Sorry, I'll take the comments of members of the channel. If you're not a member of the channel, send your comment to the super chat or join the channel as a member so that I can highlight your comments. It was like, go on what people answer.
I just think that if you had context to everything, then you don't go talk, you don't go do anything in life. Because people are very crazy, AyoT. We were talking about something in the group chat, and I told you that one person read something different to this thing. That was completely odd because, I don't know. People will read meaning to, and people that want to cause trouble. No matter how respectful you are, they will look for a way to bring it up together and make sure that you guys are not together. That is it. So for me, it's not a talking type. You know that it's not somebody that talks a lot. It's not a talking type now. It's not a talking type. So for him to just come out, just say this thing. That is all. Okay, look at all the boys that have been the media boys that have been posting the shooter, Lion and Tigers. Are they promoting him enough? That's why it's exploit there. I'm not saying the role of media too is not very important because sometimes the way it works in Nigeria, you have to carry these boys along to show them love, for them to show you love, So, but I just think that in a fair society, I think they should be able to report very well. You cannot go to the extreme if you have a favorite player. That is all.
All right. Some people are saying there was no shade. Somebody says he achieved what he wanted to achieve by getting tongues wagging. So now, whether you're talking positively or talking negatively, you're talking about him, and maybe that's just what he wanted to achieve. Somebody said, honestly, we're taking the opinions of Nigerian fans way too seriously. A lot of them are not the brightest of the bunch. And then Charles says, talk your ish, Big Paul. All right. So yes, Onuachu, man, we're wishing you all the very best, and we hope that you continue to perform like this. Trust me, at Eagle Striker, whether you show us love or you don't show us love, even if you show us hate, if you are doing well, we'll big you up. That one is not an issue at all. I've been bigging him up since Genk, so it's not an issue at all. We'll keep bigging you up, and I hope that you can continue performing like this at this level. All right. I think that's that for the weekend review. Smith Layi, I don't know if there's anything that you want us to touch on that we haven't from the past weekend. Anyone?
Oh, I just like the way Cameroon celebrated Alex Iwobi's goal. Immediately the ball nesses the back of the net. He put his hand on his head, and I can see that picture. Alex! So I like that vibe and that that. And another thing is that Cameroon should learn how to finish. And that is not his primary. She learned how to finish the ball. It should not be like Papasa. That's like Nicolas for Chelsea, but he should learn how to finish.
Let me actually, one more player that I want to just highlight quickly is Yira Collins. So he plays for KRC Genk, in the Belgian Pro League. He scored a goal this past weekend, making it 2 goals in 2 games. But the important part was that he was clocked at the fastest speed of any player in Europe so far this season. He was maximum speed of 39 kilometers per hour. That's like driving your car. Maximum speed of 39 kilometers per hour. He ran all the way from just outside his penalty area in his own half to the other half to get on the end of it and finish the goal. The guy is a speedster. Look, that guy, this is big hype. But when I watch Iraso, he reminds me of Ahmed Musa.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
He reminds me so much of Ahmed Musa. He's starting to come into his own at Genk, and maybe we can see more of him in the future. But guy is extremely fast. He has a diminutive stature. He's small. He's fast. He's a very humble guy. In fact, I've interviewed him in the past. So after this show, you can go and watch my previous interview with Yira Collins. So, good, fantastic personality, and extremely, extremely, extremely fast man. So yes, just wanted to shout him out.
That's his nickname now, the new Ahmed Musa.
The guy is quick, man. He's quick. All right. That's that for the weekend's action. Let us talk about the UEFA club competitions. The playoff rounds are done, and we are now in the round of 16. Before the season started, or before the Champions League and the Europa League and Conference League season started, we did a roundup of the Nigerian players that are going to be performing in the competition. Now that it has been trimmed to 16 teams left in each competition, the Nigerian players have also been trimmed. Let's talk about it. In the UEFA Champions League, we have 2 Nigerians left standing. We have Victor Osimhen with Galatasaray, who are going to be facing Liverpool, and we have Ademola Lookman with Atletico de Madrid, who are going to be facing Tottenham Hotspur. Both of our players are going to be facing English opposition. Galatasaray, do they stand a chance against Liverpool?
I think Liverpool will start to come to their own now. And I've watched their game for probably the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I just realized that they are now getting, to Liverpool that we used to know. The way they dismantled West Ham was really impressive. The way they got the result too, despite not playing well against Nottingham Forest, was actually really impressive too. So I think that Galatasaray is like a NEPA. It's on and off. You don't know the type of the team that will play against Liverpool. I know that in Istanbul it's going very hard for Liverpool, but I think they will smoke Gala in. They will use Gala to do. They will use Gala to drink mineral in Anfield.
Okay, so look, Galatasaray, they've punched above their weights. Juve, they dismantled Juve in the first leg. That second leg, they nearly bottled it, but they managed to get over the hump. And like you mentioned, Liverpool seem like they are finally getting their rhythm again, even though Mohamed Salah has not scored in 10 games now. But they look like they are finally getting their rhythm again. So I think it's a very, very interesting tie. I love seeing our Nigerian players go up against the highest level of opposition. For Victor Osimhen in particular, lest we forget, this is the English Premier League that rejected him. Liverpool saw Victor Osimhen and said, no, we'll go and get Hugo Ekitike instead. So he has, I think when he faces any English opposition, Osimhen always has a point to prove. And this is another opportunity for him to prove something, playing well against Liverpool. We already know the kind of problems that he caused for Konate the last time that they met each other. So this is an opportunity for him to really go and prove himself. Look, do I have faith in Galatasaray's defense? No. But if Osimhen can still, one or two opportunities and score goals, then I think that he can really just show people that, look, I can keep up with the biggest boys, with the biggest teams, with the best defenders, the Virgil van Dijks or whoever else you want to put up against me. Overall, if I had to put my money down on it, I'll put my money on Liverpool to advance. But I think that nevertheless, it is going to be a good tie, and I'm hoping for a good outing for Victor Osimhen. Let's talk about Ademola Lookman. Atletico de Madrid versus Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham, while they are battling relegation in the Premier League, they are in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. Smith Layi, do you think Atletico Madrid can defeat Spurs?
No, I can't just reconcile how a team is battling relegation in the Premier League and they finish in the top 8 in the Champions League. I don't understand how it works. Is it easier to play in the Champions League than to play in the Premier League? I don't know exactly how that one actually works. But in my own opinion, I think if any team had the chance to play a team in this round of 16, you want to play against Tottenham Hotspur. I'd rather have playing against Shulange and Kolomwani than to be playing against Eketike. So I'm just telling you that one for facts. So for me, I think Atletico Madrid got a better chance against Tottenham Hotspur than this. But Atletico Madrid too, they're also a crazy team.
They're up and down.
They're up and down. You don't know what you're going to see. They are also very inconsistent. They considered a 2-goal lead against Brugge in Belgium before they drew the game eventually by 3-3. So you don't know exactly what you're going to see. So it depends on the game. But for me, I think Lookman have a better chance of progressing to the quarterfinals.
I would definitely say this. Look, I am a proud Spurs hater. And they're also struggling in the Premier League this season, but they've done well in the Champions League, finishing in the top 8. Against Atletico de Madrid, though, I just think that Spurs might not be able to go over the line and to get the job done. I know that Atletico de Madrid, they are also very shaky. They do well today, they don't do that well tomorrow. But I think that the Spurs just don't have enough quality. Kolomwani, Richarlison, they just don't give me enough. I mean, they reinforced their midfield Conor Gallagher, but still, they don't seem to be playing well. They just lost against Alex Iwobi and Calvin Bassey and Chukwueze's Fulham, over the weekend. They just don't seem to really understand what they're supposed to be doing on the field. And I think that when they go up against a dogged coach like Diego Simeone, who will probably drill his team very well, I'm not expecting it to be a big win for Atletico de Madrid, but I believe that Atletico Madrid will be able to eventually get maybe like a 2-goal margin over aggregate, over Tottenham. So I think for me, Ademola Lookman has the better chance of reaching the quarterfinals of the tournament, but we have to watch and see how it goes. And just to address it, because some people are saying in the chat that, oh no, we have more. We have Nathan Teller, we have Monday in Bodo Glimt. I'm only talking about the players that are registered. Nathan Teller is not registered for Leverkusen's Champions League squad, so he's not technically in the Champions League anymore, even though his club is in the Champions League. If Leverkusen win, he won't get a medal because he's not registered. And same with Monday. He's not registered for Bodo Glimt, so no matter what Bodo Glimt do. So that's why I'm only talking about the players that are actually registered for the competition.
But that Monday guy, is he doing well in Bodo Glimt?
No, I can't. Nothing that I can really talk about.
I think they brought him to replace Boniface.
He said to replace. Boniface has left Bodo Glimt a long time ago now.
No, I think they wanted to get a Boniface type of striker, a type of player, probably, and that next thing.
Bodo Glimt, man, they are doing some. Not even Monday is Gift Sunday. They are doing some impressive things. They are doing some impressive things. But the guy has not really played for Bodo Glimt like that for us to talk about him. So he's 18, 19. So he needs to do his thing.
So it's Gift Sunday.
Yeah, Gift Sunday.
We also have Gift Monday. Okay, we'll talk about it.
That's what I said, bro. It's Gift Sunday, not Gift Monday.
Yeah.
But yes, I think Lookman better chance of qualifying, but Galatasaray and Osimhen, they have a slim chance. They're not the favorites, but I think they have a slim chance. Okay, let's go to the Europa League, the UEFA Europa League. We have Olaino with Nottingham Forest, who will be going up against Mark Ugbo and Musa Issa of Midtjylland. We have Zedu Sanusi and Moffi of FC Porto going up against VFB Stuttgart. We have Yusuf Bamidele of Ferencvaros who will be playing against SC Braga. And we have Yiraso of Genk going up against Freiburg. Again, just to note, Taiwo Awoni is not registered with Nottingham Forest Europa League squad. That's why I did not talk about him. But yes, Smith Layi, who do you think? Let's not break these ones down one by one. But who do you think can advance? Forest against Midtjylland, Porto against Stuttgart, Ferencvaros against Braga, Genk against Freiburg.
I think Forest is going to be embarrassing. Forest is not beat Midtjylland.
After they just
know what?
I said after they just beat Fenerbahce.
After they just, it was funny that there's lie down for them to in Istanbul. They were thinking that these people should be strong. They're not strong at all. They just like that for them and they got beaten in Istanbul. For me, I think Forest got a better chance. I think I like the way Genk is playing too. I like the way Genk is playing. I like this Kayembe, Mujahid Sadiq defense line. Kayembe, our Congolese guy. I like the way, and that Genk is used to produce. They also have the one Nigerian born player. It's called Deji. Is it Soren?
Is it Adedeji Stamberg you're talking about?
Yes, Stamberg. Yeah, Stamberg. Yeah. So I just think that Genk also have a better chance of actually progressing. I don't know, maybe they will be allowed to play in their stadium. I don't know, maybe they're going to take them somewhere else. I don't know, maybe they meet the UEFA regulation, but we'll see. So I also fancy FC Porto to actually want to progress. I think FC Porto is not meant to be playing in the Europa League. They are normally like a Champions League team, and the one that can carry Portuguese league flag, even higher. I think there was the last team that played in the quarterfinals of the Champions League with FC Porto. So all these Benfica, all these Sporting Lisbon. I think Sporting Lisbon is they're 16 now. They're in 16. How 16? Yeah, they're there against both games.
Yeah.
They will play in both games. So for me, I think FC Porto is more like a Champions League team. So I expect them to prove themselves now this time around. Though they struggled with some of the games they played in the Europa League, but I think they can probably actually progress to. I tip Genk, Nottingham Forest, and also FC Porto. Yeah.
For me, I definitely tip Nottingham Forest to defeat Midtjylland. There's Nigerians on both sides, but I think we'll have.
And the guys Morgan playing.
They're not playing, but they're registered. So I'm talking about it. But yes, I think Nottingham Forest will have the better of them. Porto against Stuttgart. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Stuttgart. I understand what you're saying. Porto is supposed to be a Champions League team, but Stuttgart is also trying to qualify for the Champions League. They are currently fourth in the German Bundesliga, level on points with third place. So they are actually also having a good season. And look, I don't know, man. I just think that Stuttgart might have something for FC Porto. Ferencvaros against SC Braga. I've been slightly impressed with Ferencvaros this season, to be honest. Like, especially in their Europa League campaign so far. I've actually been pretty impressed with how they are doing. And Braga, they are fourth in the Portuguese league, which is kind of where you expect them to be after Porto, Sporting, and Benfica. But for me, I think Ferencvaros have the potential to cause an upset. Yusuf Bamidele is doing pretty well. They are getting positive results. They only lost in their Europa League so far. They only lost in the league phase. They only lost against Forest, and then they lost their first leg against Ludogorets before beating Ludogorets in the second leg of the playoffs. So I think that they have a pretty good chance of going through. I really do think that they have a pretty good chance. But it's going to be a good watch. And then Genk against Freiburg. Genk are also having a good season in the Europa League. Freiburg are not doing so well in the Bundesliga. I think they're like 7th or 8th in the Bundesliga. So maybe Genk can have something for them. Freiburg will probably be favorites. But I'll tip Freiburg. Genk can cause an upset, but I'll tip Freiburg. But I think Olaino and Forest are going through. I think Olaino and Forest are going through, and the rest might be going home. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ferencvaros or Genk are able to get positive results. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's just going to be close it's going to be close games.
What about the Conference League?
Let's go to the Conference League. Someone say I thought Bamidele plays for Ireland. It's not Omo Bamidele that I'm talking about. Is Bamidele Yusuf.
Okay,
Is a Nigerian fufu. Plays for Ferencváros in Hungary. Okay, let's go to the Europa Conference League. We have Crystal Palace against Godswill Polo for AEK Lanaka. Now I know Uche is a Crystal Palace player, but he is not registered for the competition.
they have the next time.
Yes, so it is going to be Godswill Polo on the other side. Even though Polo is playing with his Spanish passport, but
Let him play with Spanish passport.
he's playing with Spanish passport, but he's a Nigerian player. We have Taufik Ismail for Lech Poznan. He's going up against Prosper Oba and Shakhtar Donetsk. We have Ahmad Gali and Moses Emmanuel with Sigma Olomouc. They are going up against Mainz. We have Papa Daniel with NKSLJ going up against AEK Athens. And then we have Emmanuel Uchena with Sparta Praha going up against AZ Alkmaar. Smilai, who do you see going through in this one?
All those names, they just like I don't know, like for me, I know I out of the teams you just actually mentioned there, sad for Uche. I wasn't actually registered. In fact, when you say somebody's having a bad season, you don't need any other definition. Don't go to Oxford level. The Oxford dictionary. Look at Uche Crisatos season. For me, I have to back Gosling Ekpolo against Crystal Palace. This Crystal Palace team is a very negative. It's a very negative. IoT, if we pick 11 players, we can beat this Crystal Palace team on Sunday night. Sunday night, I'm not talking about Saturday evening. Sunday night, they are so horrible on Sunday night. I'm talking about on Thursday night. So for me, I might expect upset actually what there. Uchena or Sparta Prague, Czech Republic team seems to be a very strong team when it comes to playing, especially in this conference league. This conference league is like I don't know what would I call it. It's like the level of some certain players. And for the first time, I think English club will not win it. All these top 5 clubs will not win it. I think it's going to be from all these historian players. So I also think Prosper from Shakhtar. I don't know where they are playing. Are they playing in Poland?
Yeah, they're not playing in Ukraine, sure.
I think they are playing in Poland. So that can be an advantage against them because they are playing in there. They're not playing in their country. So, but I think Shaka is not meant to be here. I think that. Shaka is not meant to be here. Shaka is just like FC Porto. They're meant to be playing in the Champions League. Yes, so, but on a condition, I make crayfish bed now. So that's the reason why they actually will find themselves there. So the other one you mentioned, I don't think I can even remember them again. But what I can just say,
we have Daniel NKSLJ against AEK Athens.
I think AEK Athens will progress.
And we have Sigma Olomouc against Mainz.
Mainz will progress on that one. So forget this. Let's see. All these teams are like you can see teams like Mainz progressing and going further. But it's good to see Papadanias playing in Europe. In the first season in Europe, also playing in the European competition. It makes a lot of sense for him. So the only hope there, I think, is Shakhtar Donetsk for me for any Nigerian silverware in the conference league.
I actually think Crystal Palace will beat AEK Lanaka, to be honest.
No, I know. I just see this Palace team.
They are doing anyhow, but AEK Lanaka, they're not that good. I think if Palace just show up a little bit, they will be able to get better of them. Lech Poznan against Shakhtar Donetsk. Shakhtar Donetsk is not a conference league team,
Well, I think probably they're both playing in Poland. That's
another thing. Just the fact that Shakhtar are not going to be playing at home is what might work in their disadvantage. But I would also say I have a likeness for Lech Poznan. Because of Taufik Ismail, I've been watching them quite closely, and they've been doing well. They've won about 6 matches in a row now. And in the conference league so far this season, they've actually had a good conference league. And I'm trying to find their exact statistics. Yeah, so in the conference league, they lost they lost 3 matches in the conference league. But they defend quite well. They keep a few clean sheets. They score goals. So I like Lech Poznan in a way. It's going to be a tight one, I think. Again, the fact that Shakhtar Donetsk are not going to be playing at home is something that would possibly work to their disadvantage. Shakhtar Donetsk have only lost one game in the Conference League, so of course they are coming into this in good form as well. Yeah, I'll probably say Shakhtar would win, but Lech Poznan might cause a few problems for them. Sigma Olomouc against Mainz. I think Mainz will get that one. They will win that one fairly comfortably. NK Celje against AEK Athens. If Badanel plays out, thank God he doesn't get to play that much for them. That's the honest truth. AEK Athens is one of those teams that because they are Greek, there's always potential to underrate them or to underestimate them. But, however, I will say this. They faced NK Celje in the league phase and they lost against NK Celje. So, based on that, I will tip them to beat AK Athens again. You know, they've beaten them once, maybe they can beat them two more times. And then Emmanuel Uchena against AZ Alkmaar. I like AZ Alkmaar. I really do. AZ Alkmaar is a team that scores goals. They play in the Netherlands. They score goals. They are sneaky. I remember last Europa League last season, was it Galatasaray? Not in Europa League. I don't know. Was it Galatasaray they played against last season? AZ Alkmaar? Maybe they played Galatasaray. They played Rangers.
That's right, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you know, and they cost them for Galatasaray. So they are that sneaky team that can do quite well, you know. So I think they will beat Sparta Praha. I really think they will beat Sparta Praha. Emmanuel China is currently injured, but hopefully he will be back and be able to play one or both of the matches. So there you have it, guys. So that the Nigerian players that are left in UEFA's club competitions. Is there any one of these players that can go all the way and win the trophy? We have to watch, man. We have to watch. It's not looking very easy for our boys, but we're backing them and we are wishing them all the very best. We're wishing them all the very best. Okay, let us move forward. Let us progress. We're gradually covering ground. Already an hour and a half into this. We're gradually covering ground. So, like, big allegations have been flying everywhere, and this time an allegation has come from a player's club. Amas Obasoge is being investigated by his club in Tanzania, Singida Black Stars, for potential match manipulation, match fixing. He has come out and said, look, I know I made errors. Don't use my errors to now say that I am cheating. One of the games, he made a blatant error late in the game where a cross came in. He tried to claim the cross and he spilled it back on the ground and it was eventually put in by the opposition. You know, the game, I think that game ended 1-1. What do you feel about these allegations? For the allegations being made by the players' club, what do you think?
See, it's not the first goalkeeper to play in East Africa, and it will not be the last. See, you know, I know that sometimes we like to cry foul if we think that we are mistreated by those our brothers or those we work for. See, AyoT, players make mistake, and mistake is part of the game. If I don't make mistake as a goalkeeper, how will I still be scored that goal? Because you gotta stay on the right so that I can really catch the ball. You can make mistake. You can spill the ball. It can happen. Even the best in the world self make mistake, you know. But for me, you know, if you make mistake, that is fine. I don't think the club suspended him for only making mistake. I think they suspected something. And at the end of the day, there is now correlation between the mistakes he made and what they suspected. So they wanted to investigate and be sure. I think that's the reason why they suspended him. So mistakes, see, if a player is making mistake, the club will drop him to the bench. It's not, they will pick the second one to try out. So it cannot be a complete drop from that team. They saw something and they need to clarify those things. And that's it. If there's no skeleton in his combo, you should not be scared.
But do you feel like the club, maybe they could have not announced it to everybody?
Yeah, I think that's what you get again. You know, they are not professional in that area, because I just think that they will have looked for conduct internal investigation before they even announce that he has been suspended. But we don't even know what happened. The background story is just that he has been suspended. Maybe probably they investigated him and they realized that, you know what, he got to this thing now. We have to tell the world that this guy has to just stay back slightly. and let's see exactly what can actually do. But I'm not trying to apportion blame now. I'm not trying to blame him or anything. But two wrongs don't make right. Let's see exactly what will come out of it. That is my take. If it's not, it's just too worrying that nearly all our goalkeepers are being accused of match fixing. That it doesn't speak of a national team. One of the players go back from suspension. About allegation or counter allegation of match fixing, and it's now a massive battle game. So it's just sad. Even people painted that Wabali might probably not, doing something or qualify because he was making mistake upon mistake. It's not good news, honestly, AyoT. So in my opinion, I just think that it should be patient. Let's wait. 3 months is it's too long in football. I just think that I don't know what he can do. You can look at it from the legal part. Maybe you should take them to FIFA. I don't know, but in my own opinion, I think that I don't know what they want to do, and let's see exactly what will come out of it.
What I would say is that, first of all, I sympathize with Amaso Masoge. I really, really hope that these allegations are not true. I hope that he didn't do what they claim that he did. The reality of it is that unless you know somebody that he was dealing with, unless you saw the money that exchanged hands, etc., it is hard to prove. Look, he played in the Confederations Cup, the CAF Confederations Cup against Stellenbosch. He kept a clean sheet. He had a very good game. And then the next 2 games in the Tanzanian Premier League, the first game they won 3-1. But in the 88th minute, he made a simple error for the other team to score. And then in the next game, they were winning 1-0. In the 84th minute, he gets a yellow card. And then in the 92nd minute, he makes another simple error for the opponents to score. Could it have been 2 innocent errors? Yes. But the club probably just looked at it as, the first game, we had it under control. You just made one silly error late in the game. The opponent score. The next game, we have it under control. You collect yellow card. And then a few minutes later, you make another basic error. The opponent scored. And they're kind of looking at it as maybe a pattern. Now, I don't know if maybe there was some reports or some data that, okay, a lot of bets had been placed on both teams to score in that game or something like that they're now using to match it and say, if people are placing an unusual amount of bets and you're also making mistakes, then maybe you were involved in something. But I really just don't want to believe that Amaso Masoge would do this. I just want to believe that he wouldn't just put his reputation, in the air like this. He just went to the AFCON. He collected AFCON bonus. He's in Super Eagles. Why would he want to just blow everything up? For how much? How much really? To be fair, match fixing pays a lot. But how but how much at the end of the day? I really don't.
It's much, AyoT. Don't say how much.
It is much. But I don't want to believe that he would do something like this. I would rather believe him than believe them.
If they're going to pay him $50,000, how much is he getting in that place? It's much. See, AyoT, some of these things are what we don't even discuss. There was an allegation in the Nigerian Premier League. Fatah Dauda used to keep for him by there. He said that they went to go and play in Katsina, and suddenly they lost that game. When he lost that game, it was celebration in the bus going back home because the players placed bet on it, on the game. Eyimba players. He said it. They placed bets on that game. And nobody is talking about it. You know what? They might be innocent. If he's found guilty, he should be punished according to because let me tell you something. This betting team will put end to this beautiful game that we love.
No, yeah, I agree. See, if he's found guilty, he should be punished. I just want to stay
fair hearing.
Yes, give me a fair hearing. I don't think that the club should have come out to say anything yet. I feel like they should have done their investigation first, and if they had concrete evidence before they now come out and say something like this, because these things stick with you. Now, if you search his name, you would see the allegations come up, and positive news doesn't travel as far as negative news. So people are always going to think, oh, maybe he actually did this thing, even if he's found innocent at the end of the day. So that's why I just sympathize with him a little bit. But I really, really, really do hope, there's something that I saw. They said whenever people do something bad, they don't like to bring Christianity, that they'll bring Bible into it. Since the allegation came out, he has been posting a lot of Bible passages, he has been posting all sorts of things, and I hope that he's not trying to use Christianity to cover up the wrong.
Issue. Then the course, the judge needs to take it course.
I really hope that he did not do anything wrong. I really do hope so. But I sympathize with him for now. But if he's found guilty, he must be punished accordingly. And
you face the music.
Some countries, we're even talking about jail time for something like this. So I really do hope that he didn't involve himself in this. I really do hope so. But yes, let's move on, Smith. Let's move on. Now, off the field, footballers live their lives. And one of our Super Eagles players, Bruno Emechi, is expecting very close to giving birth to his first child with his beautiful girlfriend, Ines Fontes. They did a nice photo shoot. She posted the pictures on her social media from their photo shoot. Bloggers, carried it on Twitter, posted it everywhere. And something that I found very, very, I won't say odd, interesting, not surprising, was the reaction of a lot of Nigerians on social media. Oh, why is it that all these Nigerian players always date white girls? Why don't they like dating Nigerian women? Why don't they marry Nigerian women? There were many of these comments. And I kind of just wanted to touch on it a little bit. Look, Bruno Emechi is dating, I don't know if they're married yet, Ines Fontes. She's Portuguese. She met him in 2022 while he was playing for Boa Vista in Portugal. That was her local club that she supported. And that's how they met. Now, I understand that it appears as if some players choose to date Oyimbos or foreigners rather than dating Nigerians. But I think we need to be logical and think about it a little bit. You date within the circle that you are in. You date within the vicinity that you are in. If this guy plays in Portugal, for the most part, he's going to be coming in contact with Portuguese people. For the most part. Again, I don't know. I'm sure that Nigerians in Portugal, I don't know how many there are in Boa Vista. So if he happens to connect with somebody and he happens to catch feelings and she catches feelings as well, I don't think that there's anything wrong with him choosing to pursue that love. This girl, Ines Fontes, I don't know her personally. She's not my friend, nothing like that. But from everything that I've seen about her, she's a good person. She loves him clearly. She supports him. She moved to Greece with him. She was, she's always talking about Nigeria. She tries Nigerian food. She wants to learn his culture. She seems like an all-round good person, in my opinion. And for me, I think people should allow people to love who they love. At the end of the day, people should allow people to be with who they want to be with. Last, a woman is saying won't be with. So allow him. Let him do his thing. If that's who he happens to fall in love with, that's who he happens to fall in love with. If you want him to be in Portugal and be dating a baby in Nigeria, just in the name of, he's a Nigerian that I'm with, not everybody can handle long-distance relationship. Some people can everyone do 2 different cities in the same country. It's too far. So I get it. And I think that as far as the person comes across as a good person, I know that we talk about different things that have happened to people in the past, but we always focus on the ones that did not work, and we ignore the hundreds or thousands that worked. We focus on the negative ones and say it'll be one. So for me, I think it's a little bit unfair, the reaction that people are having on social media. Allow them be in love with each other. Allow them enjoy themselves. She's a beautiful person. She's a beautiful human being. She seems very supportive. They are both in love. They're about to have their first child. Let them have their first child and be a happy family together. That's what I think. People should mind their business when it comes to who people choose to date or choose to love. And I would also say this. Many Nigerian footballers are also dating or married to Nigerian women. Because people will say it and make it seem as if all of them are just dating foreigners. No. Peter Lainka is married to a Nigerian. Moses Samuel is married to a Nigerian. Taiwo Awoni is married to a Nigerian. Sadiq Umar is married to a Nigerian. There are many. Isaac Success is married to a Nigerian. There are many of them that are married to Nigerians. Henry Lekuru, Nigerian. Ogenekaro Tebo, his wife, Nigerian. Ndidi, Nigerian. So there, Omero, his wife is Nigerian. So there are so many of them that are married to
They live
Nigerians.
at Chiro.
But whenever somebody that is dating an Oyinbo girl, all of a sudden people on social media go crazy. Oh, they are always with Oyinbo. Oh, they don't date Nigerians. Allow people to love who they love. Allow people to date who they want to date. As long as there's no harm, no foul being done, let them be. I am happy for Bruno Emechi. He's a guy that I know. He's a guy that I like. His babe seems like a very nice person. So let them be, man. They're about to have their first child. It's a time for celebration and praise, not for snide comments on social media and to create some unnecessary controversy. That's what I wanted to say. Smith Layi, I don't know if you have thoughts on this.
No. I just believe that social media is a crazy place, and I think that no matter what you say from now to tomorrow, it will not remove the craziness from those people on Twitter, and they will still go and drop that useless comment. Love is love. If the person wants to go and marry somebody from the moon, let that person go and marry that person. I don't know the reason why they have to put their mouth in there. People want to talk. So, and you have all online, they call them online in-laws. Maybe they are the people that are talking, because they are online in-laws, so they stay on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter, 24 hours. So maybe they're the online in-law at work, but I'm happy for Bruno Emechi. People might misinterpret it to anyhow you want to interpret it to. But the fact is that they already have their pregnant, they're spending their first child. So we wish them the very best of luck.
All right. Wish them the very best of luck. So people, and leave them alone, Joe. You said go and find your wife, get her pregnant, so that you can have something to focus on. Okay. Speaking about women, let's talk about our women, the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Smith Layi, their first game, they fell to a late defeat against the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon, and they are going to get a chance to get their revenge on March the 3rd in the second of the doubleheader. What did you see in that first game? I mean, we know that people like Okobi came back to the squad. People like Dorobona were back in the squad. Comfort Erabo made her debut in goal. But what did you see from that first game that maybe we need to take into the next game, or we need to take away from the next game?
There's nothing to take away on that game. That game is just a pure disgrace, AyoT. And to even say that it's meant to test players that are not really regulars, to see exactly if they can actually be first team starters, in the AFCON that we don't even know maybe is going to take place this month. When I saw players like Glory Ogbonna, the other girl that ties something on her head, Sikira to Isa, I was like, oh God Almighty. God Almighty. Where do we see this type of players? This is there, so they paid a flight ticket to come from Israel to come and do that nonsense. Is it that we don't have a local player that can, we need to be intentional in this country. Who went to go and uproot Ogbonna? Where did they bring her from again? I thought that days are already over in the national team. And they brought in a midfielder. Every small minute, already breathing heavily.
Who is the
want to
midfielder?
mention them here. No, you go and check the midfielder. As if everything want to, as if it's like we're now trying to turn these Falcons. And these Falcons, they were best national team. They were best national team. This is probably the most successful national team in Africa. These Falcons, they have the chance of winning the World Cup even before our Super Eagles of Nigeria. They are now turning this team to cash and I don't know where to allegedly cash and carry. And the issue is this, AyoT, if we say we have bad FA, we have bad coaches, we have bad players, we have bad journalists, we also have bad fans. Yes. So one person, I respect that person highly. He covers Falcons games. I don't know, maybe he's a journalist or he's a content creator. I don't want to mention his name here. He went to go and post, say he's on this thing, he don't do well. See, if we want to judge players in the way they perform in the past, let us go and bring Yakubu back. Or let's go and bring Martins back now. Hey, why can't you do this thing? It's difficult. My brother, we are going to AFCON. It's like we went to go and play exhibition game. You know, all those Ikorodu 11 and Commissioner for Information 11 in Lagos. That is how it is. We are not intentional about what we did against Cameroon. And I saw the Cameroonian people celebrating that. Is he the African champion? That's what Madrigal has reduced Nigeria to be. You know, we have to be intentional. So in fact, it's not even good for their heads. You play, after they say, I think you can take it anywhere.
Charles says Ibrahim Gusau's reign has been a curse to Nigeria. But talking about that game, you know, honestly, see, Smith, I have to echo some sentiments that you already kind of mentioned. I was interestingly surprised at how bad Sikira Tuisa looked in that game. I'm not even going to I thought she just looked well off it.
Who is our godfather?
See, I was just like, yes, there is no reason for this girl to be here. And to be honest, we kind of already knew that she wasn't good enough. But even seeing it, I was just like, no, this girl does not need to be here. Gloria Bona as well, too many mistakes, too many touches. I saw she posted a video on her social media, you know, of her highlights from the game. And I was watching her.
Low lights. No AyoT, not highlights, no lights.
I was just like, no. Two of them, I was like, these people are not of the quality that needs to be here. You know, we were used to seeing like an Ashley Plumter play on that left side. If when I was a starting left back, oh boy, it would be a very, very, very difficult time for us at any tournaments that we go to. And I like her; she's a nice person, but she was just not at the level that we need her to be. Ngozi Okobi is my person. Like, look, Ngozi Okobi is my person. I know her. I know her husband. I know her baby. So I have to watch my mouth a little bit when I'm talking about her. But the reality of it is that she looked off the pace. And it does not surprise me because she has barely played any football in the past 12 months. Barely played 8 minutes of football. You cannot train your way to be match ready. The only way to be match fit is to play games. And she doesn't get to play that many games. So for me, I could see that she was off it. I could see that she wasn't at the energy level, she wasn't at the pace level, you know, that she needs to be. And while I would admit it is an incredible story, took time off, had a baby, came back to the national team.
And changing a play with pregnancy.
You know, I once worked with a Moroccan player who had a similar story. She took time off to have 3 kids. And she came back to the Moroccan national team. I was part of the team. We did the whole PR for her in Morocco. So I know how to package a story well to make it enticing, you know. But this player, she was playing at her club before she got called up to the national team. That was the difference. We got her signed to a club. She was playing for the club. She was doing well in the Belgian league. Then she got called up to the Moroccan national team again. And then eventually the coach was like, yeah, she's not good enough. He did not call her again. But we have to package the story. And for me, I think that if we're just looking at Ngozi Okobi's own from a story point of view, it's an incredible story. Fantastic. You know, that the fact that you can still play after childbirth. But she's not up to speed. She's not up to the level. I like her. She's a nice person. But she's just not up to the level. And I don't think that she can still contribute until she is playing regularly for her club and gets up to that standard. Look, if Ottawa Rapid, you know, with all due respect, if you can't get into the Ottawa Rapid team, you can't get into the Super Falcons team. The Super Falcons team is way stronger than the Ottawa Rapid team. And if you can't get into that team, you can't play. You can't get into the Super Falcons. I think that ultimately, if the likes of Deborah Abiodun are available, if the likes of Tony Payne are available, you know, I don't see her getting into the game. And I think that Coach Madugu, he needs to figure it out. We're not creating enough chances. We're not playing well enough. You know, we can't keep hoping for individual moments. Look, at the AFCON, a lot of individual moments saved us. And we're happy we won the AFCON, you know. But Okoronkwo dug us out of the mud sometimes in that tournament. You know, Alozie scored a goal from nowhere against South Africa. One cross into the box, Echegini scores a goal in the final to, you know, come back. We had too many individual moments, and we took advantage of our set pieces as well in that tournament. But we cannot be Arsenal, where we do not only corner, free kick, won the score. We need to actually be able to create opportunities. And I think that this is something that the coach needs to get right. He needs to get it right. And I really hope that he can do. I've not lost faith in them. I love the Super Falcons till death. I'll be watching them in the second game. I want to see some improvement. I want to see them play with vigor, so that people will not be mocking us that Shane are the African champions with this. No, we're better than what we showed in that game. While we had one or two opportunities to score, we did not go and dominate that game. I think 90 minutes, I don't think we had a shot on target in the game. So it was not a good performance at all. But again, these matches are supposed to serve as a preparation for the WFCON. However, we are hearing that the WFCON is going to be postponed. We are hearing that Morocco cannot, or are saying that they don't have the capacity to host the tournament right now. How do you feel about this? Women's football continues to face such incidences. I remember during COVID, the WFCON got cancelled. This WFCON already got pushed a little bit because of the last WFCON had to accommodate, and then now it's going to get pushed again. They can't do it in the summer because they can't compete with the World Cup, so they have to push it.
The Euros is in summer. Euros
is in summer, but WFCON we're looking for views. And then we're now pushing it to August, September period. Nothing confirmed yet. But that's what we're hearing. So what do you think about that, Smith?
See, it's just shameful. And all this trying to wash our dirty clothes outside, I'm just tired of it. AyoT, they did the draws in Morocco of this WFCON. Morocco say, oh, they're ready. What happened? What happened after the draw? What happened? It was because of the AFCON final. What happened? Morocco is still throwing tantrum. That's what happened. So, I don't know. It's like they're now using, just secretly, they'll be using this WFCON to beg some countries. I'm hearing reports today that Algeria rejected the chance to host the WFCON. So to tell you that a tournament that we should be bidding for, what now? Patrick Mosepe, they're now taking it to different countries. Are you going to host? It's so shameful. These guys now, for example, I know somebody that has already bought the ticket to Casablanca. Now, you don't know maybe he's going to be traveling there or not. The tournament is in 2 weeks, AyoT. Today is March 2nd. It's going to be March 17th. Am I right? It's in 2 weeks. The list should be out, AyoT. I'm pretty sure that Patrick Mosepe will be wetting his pants now because it's under pressure. It's under pressure. I went to, before I came live, the FIFA Intercontinental Playoff for the World Cup in Brazil will take place in November. That means that they have to play before November.
Yeah.
Or else we will not have the two African
representatives
that will play in the FIFA playoff. People are even suggesting of outright cancellation. That they should go and use the team that played in the last four of the last. So they just go like a playoff for those that were quarterfinalists. So, what about those? How do you want to change goalposts in the middle of the game? Those that qualified for this World Cup now, for this AFCON now, they had the chance. You know what? We can still qualify for the World Cup. That's why we qualified here. Country like Malawi. Yes. So it's messy, AyoT. If I tell you that I know exactly the future of this competition, I'm just lying.
I think it's just a shame that the women always they're an afterthought a lot of the time. And I understand that, yes, they don't generate as much income, the viewership is not as high, But it just seems like there can be better and more planning that goes into these things. Morocco, I don't know. Some people are saying that it's because of their local league. They don't have enough facilities. If the WFCON is going on, their league has to go on at the same time. They might not be able to run both at the same. I don't know what exactly it is. But for all this to be coming up 2-3 weeks to the tournament, it's too shameful. It's too late. At this point, we should just be full steam ahead on our marketing and making sure that every last I is being dotted and every last T is being crossed. It's a bit of a shame. Not a bit of a shame. It is a big shame actually. CAF under Motsepe, sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't look good at all. And I feel very bad for the Super Falcons. I feel very bad for countries like Malawi, for all the national teams that are hoping to represent Africa at the World Cup. This is the opportunity, and now it's going to be delayed. They will now rush and drag them away from their clubs in August or in September. And like you said, like they need to make sure that they get it done before November so that they have representatives that are going to this tournament. And up till now, nothing has been announced officially. So I wonder when they are really planning to tell us that the tournament is being postponed. I think it is a shame. I think it's unfortunate. It is unfair to the ladies. But that's the situation that we are in right now. And we just have to await CAF's official announcement before we can talk more about it. All right. We're almost at the end of today's show, so I'm going to post the link for anybody that's interested in joining. You would have your chance to call in and share your thoughts. As always, please just make sure that you are fully dressed. Make sure that you have good lighting. Your camera is on so that we can see you, and we'll give you a few minutes to share your thoughts. The link has now been posted, and I'll pin it on YouTube as well so that you have access to it. A quick reminder that if you have not liked the video, this intermission is your chance to hit the like button. Do us that favor. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it goes a long way for the channel. Hit the like button now. And of course, if you haven't sent a super chat, now is also your chance to send a super chat. Whether it's $1, whether it's 1,000 naira, $10, $1,000, every super chat goes a long way towards keeping the channel running, towards paying staff, and of course, towards creating content. I don't know if you've seen, but we've been doing some street content. So we're also giving back to the community, so all of this helps us to move forward. I have a comment here from a member of the channel. Let me just take his comments quickly. Olu says, Oladipo Ohale, Dimeng, Alozie, Uchebe, Ajibade, Echegini, Christopher, Babajide, and Ihezuo should start. Ijamilusi can start ahead of Christopher. He can try others too in the second half. So he's talking about his preferred lineup for the next match coming up against Cameroon. Okay, Bossman, like before we round up, we kind of just have to touch on what is now a global incident. We've all heard about the fighting that is going on, the USA, Israel, Iran, and of course it's affecting the entire Middle East right now, the Gulf region. And I just want us to highlight the fact that we do have Nigerian players that are playing their football and are living in this region. I know that the Qatari league has already been suspended provisionally. William Trostekong, of course, former Super Eagles captain, plays in Qatar right now. The Kuwaiti league, they had to suspend their last game. Somebody like an Anayo Wala is in Kuwait, and of course, Iranian league, there's a bunch of Nigerian players that are in Iran as well that have to be put on hold. It is very unfortunate. The Israeli league, I wouldn't be surprised if that is also suspended because of the fighting that is going on. USA league is going to be fine though, even though they're the ones that always cause wahala. Let them not come and carry me, please. Cut that part out from this video. But ultimately, I think it is unfortunate. I'm just praying for our players that are in these regions. I hope that they manage to stay safe. I hope that all the fighting does not come near them, because they are civilians that just went to a foreign man's land to go and hustle. Just like any of us, they want to make a living. They want to be able to provide for themselves, provide for their families, and they are now in the middle of conflicts that they did not wish for, they did not want, they did not agree to. So I really just hope that they're able to stay safe, and if possible, they're able to return home until after all of this is done. Because one reason why I love Nigeria, we say we know they choke our mouth for any of this, only Benin Republic where they always flex muscle for, so if they can find their ways, even though it's hard to travel out of these countries right now, I really just hope that they are able to stay safe. I'm wishing them all the best. And yeah, Bismillah, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm just, I also wish them the very best of luck there. It's not good saying, when I saw those videos online, and I don't have any all these players. I don't have them in Iran, but I just hope that they are doing well, because majority of them leave the MPF. It's not to go from fry pan to fire. I just think that they are going there for to be able to make ends meet. That is the most important thing. And I just want to keep on something. I don't know why you did not add it to our topic. So I just want to say something. I don't know who is organizing friendly game with the.
I was going to ask about that next, but go on.
Okay, I don't know who's organizing games for ADNFF. We like to play war-torn countries. I don't know the reason why. Our players have to travel around the world to go to Russia. Now you want to play Jordan and Iran. I googled the stadium that they are going to play. It's between Iraq and it's between which country? I know that it's in between war zone. And you want, I don't know who do us like this. I don't know. Is it cruise, or are they just intentional about all these things? Because Iran and Jordan, in that area, you want to go and play friendly game there again. I know that friendly game will not happen actually. So, but I'm just trying to say that I hope the whole thing ends. Ends quickly, and I also don't want Iran to pull out of the World Cup because I think it's not going to be fair. But the way it is, IoT, I think is imminent that Iran will pull out of that World Cup, because they are even scared that if their players, because they will not give their every president visa. They will not give anybody visa. And if the players manage to even travel there, they might, if maybe they want to go and bomb one, they can keep those players there. So I don't believe they cause trouble. I remember the South Africa Nigeria incident in 2006 when Nigeria did not travel to South Africa. And they said that Abacha thought that they would keep the players in South Africa on these human rights things like that. So I think the Iranians are also scared of that type of thing. I'm sure probably that's what happened. So they will pull out of the World Cup. Announcement is imminent, but they're going to pay the $300. That's
look, that friendly match or those friendly matches, I definitely don't expect them to hold. This conflict is not going to end in the next 2 weeks. So I don't think it's going to, even if it ends tomorrow, I'll be scared to still send our players there. So I think the matches are not going to happen. And yeah, for the World Cup, as far as Iran are concerned, like they have to withdraw from the World Cup, because it even just feels crazy. Even if America says, come, Yusuf, how would you go? You go to the person that is destroying your institution in your country, and you say you want to go and play tournaments there. Everything is going to be on high alert. You're not going to feel comfortable. Like you said, they wouldn't give visas to any of their diplomats, to any of their high-ranking officials. It would just be too uncomfortable for any Iranian at the World Cup, with everything that America is the one that is going against them right now. So it's unfortunate. Nigeria, if we're looking for match friendly, we can come and play against Canada. Canada have already announced their own fixtures. Sure. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Canada was supposed to play Iran as well. if I'm not mistaken. But maybe if Canada is supposed to play Iran, that means one slot will open up in their schedule. So maybe Nigeria can contact them. You can come and play in Canada. I'll come and support you. But whatever the case may be, I don't think that we should play those friendly matches. They should look for a neutral country to play against, just to keep the players together, keep the players active, and let Eric Shaw get a feel of his team. And yeah, man, this world, I just pray for peace, man. I really just pray for peace, because civilians like you and I that are just trying to survive get caught up in these incidences that their leaders put them in. All these conflicts is just leadership that don't like another leadership. All of a sudden, boom, something happens.
Do you think it's even fair for this America to host the World Cup?
Look, there's a huge double standard when it comes to the USA. We know this. There's a huge double standard, because whether you agree with America's reason for starting this or not, they just went to go and attack another country. Whether I agree with their reasoning or not, they just went and left their house to attack another country. That's what Russia did. You suspended Russia. So for me, look, it's a tricky one, man. I feel like for FIFA are in a very tough spot because you cannot just change the World Cup host now. You can't. People have already made travel plans. You've sold tickets. You've done all the branding, all the PR, everything. You can't just change the host right now. People were even talking about Mexico as well because there's the conflicts that happened in Mexico. People are even saying that maybe Mexico should not host. I can tell you for free, Canada does not have the capacity to host World Cup by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very tricky one. In an ideal world, America wouldn't get to host. But I think FIFA is just stuck in a position where they can't really do too much, even if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And the money that they've received from the USA for this tournament, sponsors, I just don't think anything can be done. Even if they wanted to do something. Infantino has been licking the president of America's boots for a while now. He has been kissing his bum since. Just doing everything to appease him. I just think it's too late. It's too late.
So it's a chance.
Let me take Super Chat's comments. Buki here says, there is nothing to look forward to with the Super Falcons team. Simply due to the coach, who is not knowledgeable at all. So Buki is not impressed with Justin Madugu. Charles says he has destroyed this World Cup hype nonsense. Talking about the president of the USA, he says he has destroyed this World Cup hype nonsense. Buki says it is not right for the USA to host the World Cup. Some people are saying USA should be kicked out. Somebody says USA will be kicked out. You cannot kick out the host. Where you now play? That's the thing. It's like Mexico, you cannot take the World Cup to Mexico. You cannot take the World Cup to Canada. Like, is Canada that we have only one good stadium for World Cup standard. The second stadium that they're using in Canada, they are having to renovate the stadium and to add additional seats. That's the one in Toronto. The only good stadium that can just host a tournament in Canada is Vancouver. So Canada cannot host a World Cup by itself. Mexico cannot host a World Cup by itself. That's why most of the games are in the USA anyway. So I think it's just too late. It's just too late for anything to change. It's just too late. And with all the money that they've already spent, the sponsorships, the marketing, all the plans, FIFA will lose money here if they do it. They will lose so much money. And Infantino, I don't think.
What about if they postpone to 2026? 2027, sorry.
They will still lose money. It might be less if they postpone it, but it will be so unprecedented and it will be a big shame. It will be a big shame and it will be so unprecedented. They should, in fact, they should just cancel the World Cup. As Nigeria is not going, nobody should go. They should just cancel the World Cup. Let everybody stay in their house. But yes. Anyways, let's move on. Let's give people a chance to talk.
Morocco cannot host it. Morocco cannot even host AFCON. Host it.
Let's give people a chance to talk. You guys should leave super chat.
John Jones asked one question I've answered, but he didn't put super chat there.
What's the question?
No, you see, he part of this comment, he asked a question.
John Jones. I was even going to say, you guys, they are threatening to sue me, so people should leave super chat. So that if they sue me, I will have money to.
you mean you were
to hire a lawyer? Two people are threatening to sue me now. The first person I said
when I was hearing Canada.
First person that is threatening to sue me is Buchi Labalaba.
What is it?
That one, because he came to, after we had a conversation last week about the private jets, everything. And he came to the comments and he was talking about,
you're saying I can see
grown men come and be talking about and I'm like, is it today that footballers' lifestyle started being discussed? David Beckham did not discuss his lifestyle. Neymar did not discuss his lifestyle. Maradona did not discuss his lifestyle. For better or for worse, footballer lifestyles have always and will always be discussed. So I felt like his comment was very stupid. And it's just because he doesn't like me, he doesn't like Eagles Tracker. So I replied him, and then I posted it on my story and everything. And I said that because he's coming to, he always just wants to form biggest defender for his quote unquote sponsor. Then he went into my DM, said he would make an example out of me, yada, talking a lot of talk. I'm waiting to see what he wants to do. He said that, and then Omar Katiba, his people also reached out to me that they'll start legal proceedings.
What's the reason why Katiba said he wants to start?
Because they said we're talking about the case when he's innocent, that we should have reached out if we want to find his own side of the story.
But did you abuse him?
I don't know, but look, I take all these things with a pinch of salt, man. You cannot gag the media. The media should be able to talk about what they want to talk about. We have free speech, so anything anybody wants to do, let them do. My aim is that if you want to sue me, you better have a solid case, because if you lose, you will pay for your lawyer, you will pay for my lawyer, and you will pay the court for wasting their time. Adela said I don't report IoT. But yes, if you want to talk, man, send a request now.
You give the work to Israel and US to host.
Everybody will have like 2-3 minutes, because we're already over time. So please just gather your thoughts. We'll get 2-3 minutes. I'll take Shehu first, then after Shehu, I'll take TC, then X code. So yes, 2 to 3 minutes, guys. Let's go. Hi, Shehu.
Hello, IoT. Good morning, guys. Longest time, IoT.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you.
And first of all, about the Falcons, I watched the match against Cameroon on last Saturday. It was woeful, and I'm afraid that man will take us to 0 gram, because that team I saw on Saturday was not about that, but the rubbish football. So I wish them best of luck. Is this will happen be postponed to September? Is that true?
They watch the show. We just spoke about that like 5 minutes ago.
I slept off. I just wake up now.
We don't have any confirmation yet, but that's what we're hearing.
Okay. IoT, I have a lawyer for you. I'll give you one lawyer.
Is your lawyer? Is your lawyer next year?
Yes. Anyway, and
all right, man, no problem. When I need your services, I'll let you know.
Anyway, leave them. Those guys, they're a bunch of jokers. We talk about Ronaldo's lifestyle. Talk about his lifestyle. So what happened? When the numbers were doing this, the numbers will go to jail. Talk about the numbers now. So that's the cup of tea. Finally, on the Super Smith Layi.
Yeah.
Any chance for this week for FIFA talk on this World Cup this week?
Yeah.
Any talk?
I will not say the first information I'm hearing that it's not discussed by Nigerian press. It's discussed by a Dutch TV that DR Congo will not be allowed to play the playoff. I don't know that there's an issue. So maybe probably before the end of the week we hear maybe. See, let me tell you something. FIFA need to talk. Is it okay? That's why the man is saying FIFA need to actually need to talk. And there's no how that is their responsibility. It's already in Article 5. They have to talk. So maybe it's going to be for Nigeria's favor or not. But just I'll not say much than that. But things will come out soon.
Okay, IoT, I know you don't believe us. I don't believe in Abi. I know your mind. I welcome to Dover. I know your dream, Abi. But don't worry.
I don't
I my thoughts. Right. Whatever happens, I'll take good faith. So stay blessed and good night.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Similarly, Buki sent to Pachat and said you should answer what's it called? John Jones' question.
Yeah, it's the same thing too. When you're listening to me now, they were discussing the playoff that will take place at the end of the month. So it's not a Nigerian press now. So because maybe probably or their Congo press that they're being biased. But they were saying that one person was saying that they got the information that DR Congo will. Is this Nigeria will play there? Just DR Congo will not participate in that playoff. That is, it's not FIFA. So that is coming from a Dutch TV. It's not a Nigerian TV. They are saying it in Suriname. That language is not. Suriname, thank you.
Okay. Yeah? No, go on.
So, yeah. So according to that was how it was interpreted. So let's see exactly what happened. That is my take on it.
All right. Let's take CC. CC, welcome.
Nah, okay. With DC.
Sorry. How are they?
We're good. Thank you for joining.
You asked me that I hear you.
I hear you.
So I only get one. I only have one thing to talk about, just about the Super Falcons.
Okay.
Well, although we won the last AFCON or WFCON, but the truth about it, I wasn't impressed with the performance all through. I would hope that probably with the 2-year contract that they gave the coach, we are giving him a lot more. Probably okay now. I can now relax, plan this to see how this team can improve from what we did. But what I saw in that friendly match, please, I'm afraid we're not qualified for World Cup. I'm telling you, with any team can set up like the way Cameroon set up, I just scores one goal defense, because we're not creating chance. We're not creating any chances. Watch that qualify against Benin Republic, the same thing. There's no pattern of play. No, like they couldn't play 2 passes. You see, not Super Falcons that were playing European football. I watched the game qualify against South Africa, the Olympic. You see how they held the game. South Africans were running after the ball. They were putting the ball around, creating chances after chance. That Super Falcons can no longer play a simple from the back. They play 1-2, they kick it. They we shoot it, bam. They will run. Is that how we want to play football? The issue that NFL they don't know how to manage their product. These 2 teams, Falcons, Super Eagles, are supposed to be a top tier A team, and they should use it as a frontline product. To be your biggest product, and you need to package it well. Get the best coaches. To put the team. If the team go to National Cup this way, if we don't qualify, don't be surprised. They are poor. I'm not talking about the Bernard players play. It is what were they doing in those few days they were practicing before that match? And you should have seen something. You know that they did no shot on target in that whole all of that game. Instead, what are they doing there? So they spent the whole weekend training and couldn't even string 2 passes together. So there's something I've seen that is consistent with Nigerian coaches. And the earlier we start telling ourselves the truth, the better for us. Nigerian coaches are poor. They're not improving themselves. Anybody can take it. Anybody can say whatever they want to say. It's not about patriotism or whatever. They are poor. That's the issue. And you can see it in every facet of our games. On the 17, on the 20, when you go everywhere, go to our league, you see a particular pattern of simple people who do not know what to do with the ball. For crying out loud, we play ball for street. We kick ball for school. We understand what we want to touch. Even one person pass. Hold on to the ball. Why is it difficult that we can no longer play football as Nigerians, naturally the way we like to play our football? So why is it so difficult? And we're telling you that this coach is the best coach for the Super Falcons, and they're playing that what they played against Cameroon on Saturday. So that's my grouse. Every other thing aside, but I have fears. I don't know why I'm having this sense. I've been saying it. I don't want to speak negative, but I have fear that something might just happen and this team will not qualify for the next World Cup.
That's gonna be disaster.
That's it. No, but that's it. Because if you meet a kind of Cameroon in a quarterfinal game that you need to qualify, they just score 1-0 and you're out.
See, Algeria disgraced Cameroon.
Out. So the issue there is that it has shown very well that the coach doesn't have confidence to instill confidence in the girls to say, play your game. You're better than this. It's simple because you see if a coach has a mentality, you see it reflect on the players. Come on, you know how to do this thing. Do it this way. Do it this way. Do it this way. But you've seen a consistent pattern of number of games. So it's not like a one-off. People will say it's like a one-off. No, from Nations Cup leading to this very moment, a consistent. It's just going down and down and down. So let's my concern is just if you guys have the ears of those in the glass house, let them get this team a coach. If they cannot get the team again, they should get them some backroom staff to help them, because that lady that is assisting this guy, I don't think that they have what I don't think they're helping him. Get 2 or 3 people, maybe get some whites or from some those foreign clubs to just for a period of camping period to have fitness level, work on a few things, work on attack, and help the coach. But if they cannot remove him, they should bring people to help him.
All right.
So the team we can actually qualify for World Cup. So that's only what I want to say. Any other thing, you guys are doing great. Just thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, that was TC. I have a late comment here, but let me bring him on. Humble, welcome.
How you doing? Yes, I greet everybody. The Super Falcons coach. Let me say this. I know that it's gonna be very controversial. How I wish that the team will be knocked out during the group stage. I would be the happiest person. Because what happens to the Super Eagles is going to happen to the Super Falcons. If you all remember, the squad that the Super Falcons have is the same squad that the Super Eagles have. They gave it to Finidi, he couldn't manage it. They gave it to Gavon, he couldn't manage it. They have to bring someone. Look at it now. Bruno is now the best. Osai Samuel is the best. Now look at the kind of squad we have, and you give it to people that doesn't know anything. Cameroon. Look at the squad. In fact, how I wish that during this AFCON, let them kick them out during the group stage. It will help us to get another person that will manage them. And by the way, what is this girl doing there? What is his name? Okombi. What is she doing there? What is she doing there? There are some certain things that will invite me. I will tell you know what? I am done. What is she? Let her hear what is she. If I say, Madam, what are you doing there? There are some certain things that will give you. Say, I am done. I am done. You just go. I am done. Keep your opinion. We are going there. Yeah. Now everybody is talking. Man, I don't want to talk. The only thing is that we have the best girls that can represent us. But look at the people that are managing them. And in order for you to kick them out, those people that are managing them is for them to fail at the tournament. When they fail, now the organization will now say, oh, look, we have people that can do that. Therefore, kick them out. Bring the people. That is what happens to the Super Eagles. That's the only thing I have. You guys are doing great, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to.
So is Victor Coban a member, Johnny?
Yes, Victor Coban is a member.
Okay. Can I take his comments? That's it.
About the Cameroon team? Okay.
Yeah.
No, sorry. He says that Cameroon team is a good team, and Nigeria has always barely edged Cameroon in our encounters. In fact, Falcons have lost to Cameroon on quite a number of occasions before.
That is a lie. That is a fat lie. With a problem, I respect you as a fat lie. The Cameroon team was horribly assembled. And they were majorly local based players. With only one foreign based players in this team. The team that you thought that was very good then, not this team. Horribly assembled team. And they gave Super Falcons the run for their money. So that idea of the Cameroon of the past is not the same Cameroon. The same Cameroon that we beat during the Olympic Games is not the same Cameroon. It's not the same Cameroon. This team is just completely from under 20. That the ones than the team that played against Nigeria. It's very close game in the past, but this is completely new team. It's like taking the Esther, the Taiwo Afolabi to go and beat Morocco. So it's a completely new team. That is not correct, Victor Coban. I'm sorry about that.
All right. Okay, guys, on that note, we are going to end this week's show. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We have well run over time, like we always do. I don't know why I deceived myself that we even have a time. But I want to thank everybody that has talked with us. I want to thank everybody that has engaged with us. If you are yet to hit the like button, come on now, this is your final chance to hit the like button. If you are yet to send a super chat or a super sticker, this is your chance to do so. I also want to say, guys, if you haven't watched my interview with Juwon Oshaniwa, I think the views has not been as great as I would have liked it to be. So if you are yet to watch that interview with Juwon Oshaniwa, please go and watch it after you leave this live stream. A fantastic conversation with a former Super Eagles defender, AFCON 2013 champion, and somebody that represented Nigeria at the World Cup. Watch it. Otherwise, I will not drop the next episode. So guys, go and watch that interview. I have a super chat comment here from Charles. He says, Infantino has ruined FIFA reputation, always kissing Motsepe, Trump, Fauzi, and Mr. Bilateral.
This Victor Coban, can you just let me put that comment? Let me just address him. Because some people, they just comment, they don't read, they don't. Please, they don't. Just give 1 minute. Please. That cover. He said that Cameroon beat us at least on three occasions before. If Cameroon, they did not play AFCON qualifier based on zones again. Victor Coban, just educate yourself. These guys just come here to give comment. They don't play AFCON qualifiers on zone against. Cameroon played against Algeria. Algeria is not the same zone with Cameroon. AyoT, hand up, please.
All right. Don't worry. There's more. Victor Coban, if you want us to answer another comment, you have to leave super chat. Your membership has expired for today for this evening. Your membership has expired for this evening. But yes, thank you to everyone, man, guys. Please go and watch the interview with Juwon Oshaniwa. Next interview is with Sani Keita. That one is a fantastic conversation, even better than Juwon Oshaniwa one. But please go watch the Juwon Oshaniwa interview, and then in another 2 weeks, the Sani Keita interview is going to be out, and then there's more to come. I was supposed to do an AFCON interview with Rashad Ajibade, but now this is AFCON, and we don't know what's going on again. That might be on pause.
But is he going to hold?
Leon Balogun is still coming.
Is he going to hold?
What, the interview or the WAFCON?
The WAFCON. You have inside sources now.
The WAFCON, as far as I'm hearing, is they're pushing it till later in the year. That's what I'm hearing. So we have to wait and see. Nobody is sure what's going on. So yes, thank you very, very much, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and continue to support Eagles Tracker. Continue to support the Nigerian FC podcast. It's been a pleasure. My name is AyoT. My co-host is
Smith Layi. Thank you, guys.
We'll see you guys next week.